This is Paul Mullins with Walton Entertainment. Today I'm in the clock tower of the courthouse. So I'm going to show you some views that a lot of people have never seen before. That's City Hall way over in the far distance. You can see the back of Sanders and the different businesses on Broad Street there. And you see Sherwin-Williams. Napa store in the far distance. Right in front of us you'll see the police department. And then over here to the right is Mike Cash. The trees are getting a few leaves on them, so it's a little harder to see Mike Cash there on the corner. And then there's the stoplight on the corner. Okay, this is looking out the window going down towards the Methodist Church. You can see the Methodist Church steeple there in the upper right hand corner. And then there's the drive-through for Wells Fargo. And then Athens First right there. And then you see the water tank in the distance. That's over there in the Mill Village. And then used to be the Arnold fertilizer plant right there in front of us. And here's the cemetery downtown Monroe out on Spring Street. And then you see the Valero dealership where Harry Brown is right there. And then that corner right there is Bill Valentine's on the corner, and then Peters and Foster. And then the fire station and the post office. Give you a big wide view of all these things. If you've been to any of the local plays, this is where they're performed. The building you see straight in front of us. And then over to the right of it, you'll see the old jail that used to be, now it's an annex of the courthouse. And then again, the post office is next to it with the fire department in front, Peters and Foster. And we're down here on Court Street. The clock mechanism is amazing up here. If you can see, this shaft comes from below, and this shaft turns. It's got kind of a U-joint. Let me zoom in on it a little bit. Right there, which then turns the cogs up there, and this gets the energy going in a horizontal position. Then this drives one of the faces of the clock, and then to the other side of it is a device that changes it into 3 directions. I don't know if you can see this or not, but this device here changes into 3 directions so that it feeds the clock right there, the clock over here, and then finally the clock that faces out of the front here of the courthouse. This is just amazing how they came up with all this back many years ago. And then used to have the bell up here, and this is the bell still up here in place. And if I'm reading it right, I think it says 1910. That's what it looks like to me as we zoom in on this. So this bell was made in 1910. I'm not sure if it was put in place at that time or not, but this is amazing, this big old bell up here in the clock tower. And then it had a mechanism which some kind of a device drove this wheel which in turn drove the mechanism here, which then did the clapper down on the bell. If you can see through there, the clapper, and the clapper is not inside the bell, it's outside the bell, which is unique. The bell is stationary, as you can see here, and this device here, you zoom in on it, actually did the clapper to the different clocks around here in the clock and bell tower. And of course there's wire on the windows up here in the clock bell tower that keeps birds and insects and all out, but that's looking down on street where the law offices are right here, which is Court Street. Well, I guess the bell tower, clock tower, is that old. But I'm not a historian, so I don't know for sure.